Well, the 2023 academic year will kick off tomorrow for some schools in KwaZulu-Natal, but in others, the damage that was caused by last year's floods in the province have not yet been repaired. eNCA's Lethiwe Mdluli visited some of the affected schools earlier today, and she's joining us now live to give us an update. Good afternoon, Lethiwe. Thanks for joining us on today. Now, you've been up and about at some of the schools that are dealing with major issues. What did you see?
Well, Praten, we've spoken to various peoples, and also we spoke to Teachers Union SARTU and also principals at these schools that were affected by the floods. Now, in speaking to parents, we went to Ntuzuma Township, where we went to Pegisisa High School. Those parents were saying that the school that we visited is not adequate enough to reopen tomorrow, and they've raised numerous issues. The first one being public toilet facilities. They are saying that the school has not had toilet facilities for over 5 years, and the Department of Education has failed to intervene. They're also worried about the fact that the school has no running water, which means that learners from tomorrow when they return to school, they won't have clean drinking water. These problems have been persistent since 2020, and they are saying that they don't understand how the department has been dragging its feet in assisting the school with water, electricity, and also fixing the ongoing toilet facility issues. Parents are saying that they've had enough and they want the department to intervene. While speaking to them a bit earlier on, this is what one parent had to share.
Isimo sona asikho sihle kubantwana bethu, indlela nje amathoyilethi ayiwona awagculisi impilo, futhi uma uwabheka awekho empilweni ukuthi abantwana bethu bengangena emathoyilethi anje. Besingacela nje ukuthi uGovernment isisize ukuthi isilungisele amathoyilethi abantwana.
Yeah, no, it's not a good situation, but now some of those schools, of course, will not reopen. I wonder what the authorities are saying. What will the plan be, Lethiwe?
Well, but then we've tried basically to speak to the Department of Education here in the province, but unfortunately they have not been able to get back to us, because we had those questions for them as which schools will not be able to reopen, because majority of the issue also is the fact that most of the schools that were affected by the floods in the province almost a year later have not been fixed. We went to Brittonwood High School this morning with Teachers Union SARTU. It's one of those schools that the minister visited during her visit in April last year. It was flooded. A block of classrooms was left damaged as those classrooms were flooded. And my colleague Lethiwe Mdluli was there with the minister during that time. And they did say that they were going to try and speed up the process of trying to fix those classrooms, because the grade 8 at Brittonwood High School were using those classrooms at the time. They were provided with temporary structures for the time being. But when we went there to do an inspection, we did find out that the Department of Education has failed to fix those classrooms. Now, Brittonwood High School is not the only school that is dealing with this problem. Majority of the schools that were affected by the floods last year have not been fixed. Other political parties have raised these issues as well. The IFP, I do understand, tomorrow is going to be visiting the South Coast, and they're going to be showing how learners are struggling to cross a bridge because the government has failed to repair the infrastructure in that area as well. We do understand that the bridge was damaged during the time of the floods. So Teachers Union SARTU has raised these concerns, saying that it's almost a year later and nothing has been done. While speaking to Nomarashia Kaluza from SARTU here in the province, this is what she had to say.
As you are saying, Brittonwood is one of those schools that were affected by floods, and tomorrow, as we are receiving back learners, it is concerning that in some of the schools there's no progress. In fact, nothing has been done. Whilst we appreciate the work by school governing bodies, as you can see, they are dealing with the sports ground here. But talking about the classrooms, the block that was affected, hugely affected by the floods, is still the same. Nothing has been done, but the school had to find its own ways of making sure that they accommodate learners, which may have resulted in overcrowding in classrooms, which is something that affects teaching and learning. And it's important for the department to prioritize the schools that were damaged by those floods.